Do you sweat more in your prosthetic?
So when I first became an amputee, don't mean to be gross about this, it sweat a lot in there. I literally could wear my leg for half an hour, take off my socket, take off my liner, and pour, a couple ounces of sweat out of my socket. As the years have gone by, I sweat less and less. So if I go on a hike now, when I pull off my liner, it's more clammy and lightly sweaty than anything else. Taking care of my residual limb is extremely important. It prevents infection that can impair my usual activities and pretty much anything that would prevent me from wearing my prosthetic leg. Keeping my prosthetic leg clean is also important, like removing the excess salt, dirt, or debris that could corrode the components. Taking care of my good leg is also equally as important, since my good leg is the workhorse, and after all, I only have one left. Cleanliness is an important part of having a prosthetic leg, and having a Julka, an on-demand hot shower system, has helped me accomplish that.
So what should you not say or do to an amputee?
So we're going to go the disabled route. So if a person is in a wheelchair and is disabled, don't walk up behind them because you think they're struggling and push them up the hill. It's rude. 99.9% of us do not like it. So don't just go and push somebody in their wheelchair, especially if you don't know who they are. And if you do want to, ask first, and they will let you know, no, I'm good, or yes, please, that would be helpful. Don't avoid us like we're some sort of disease. Like, don't assume that you're going to catch what we have. If for some reason, like my bone disease, you can't catch my bone disease. Don't assume things, and don't tell your kids it's rude to ask questions or point, because you know what? I point at amputees all the time. I don't find it rude.
What is a way that you could ask somebody about their disability?
Ask. Just ask.
What is the worst thing since being an amputee?
The worst thing, it's harder to get up and down off the ground to play with my grandkids. Sometimes I have to watch things that my family goes and does. Theme parks, I can't necessarily go on the rides. Sometimes they don't allow it. TSA. TSA is a challenge in itself. It takes longer to go through TSA than the average person. Most people can just walk through. I have to walk through. I still get scanned all the same, just like an able body is. But after I get scanned, well, now I have to be searched every single time. And all my stuff usually gets searched too because of extra medications that I may carry or alcohol that I have to carry to put my leg on and off and so on.
What is the best thing since your amputation?
My mood has improved. How I live has improved. I'm no longer going, okay, when's the next tumor going to show up? I have the best parking in the world. I can mess with my grandkids with my prosthetic leg. That's about it.
Do you get phantom pains, and what are they?
So, yes, I get phantom pains. I don't get them as much as I used to, but all my nerve endings are still there. Just because they're cut short now, I can still feel my foot if I think about it. I can wiggle my toes that are down or that were down there. A phantom pain is an electrical charge. Your body's trying to say hello, and it shoots an electrical charge, which can be quite painful. It can last quite long. My phantom pains, when they start, usually last for anywhere between 6 hours to 3 days. They will keep me up. I am exhausted after they stop. So usually if my phantom pains stop, I usually pass out and take a nice long nap. Just because I don't sleep when they are hitting me. And they're very painful.
What do they feel like?
If anyone's ever electrocuted themselves, it almost feels like an electrical shock. Or if you've ever hit your thumb with a hammer, that instant pain that's there, it's there for a matter of a second to a couple of seconds, and I do mean like 1 or 2 seconds, and then it goes away, and then as the shock to your body starts to die down, you start getting tired again. This is if you're asleep, and you fall back to sleep, and you fall back to sleep long enough for it to fire again. So again, as I said earlier, my phantom pains hit me about every 20 seconds or so. So kind of gives you an idea on how often they hit.
In your dreams, do you have 2 legs or 1?
2.
Do you ever dream about your prosthetic?
No.
Interesting. Do you have dreams of doing like full-bodied activities?
Yes, absolutely. In my dreams, I walk around, I run, I skip, I hop. I do everything else that everyone else can do.
So your leg has a really cool design. How'd you get it?
So my prosthetic company, Hanger Prosthetics, will actually, so this is actually a carbon fiber socket, and I can actually bring in material, and they will actually wrap the carbon fiber in the material and then seal it underneath. So it looks like this. So this is actually just a sheet of cotton material that I picked up at a clothing store.
Nice.
Or not a clothing store, but a fabric store.
Do you ever forget you're amputated?
Yes, all the time.
How does that work?
Absolutely. You just don't think about it. You go to do something that you may have remembered doing when you were younger with both legs, and then it doesn't work out that way. Like, if I walk through a parking lot of snow, or even if it's dried, I will find the smallest piece of ice out there, and I will usually slip on it. So yeah.
What are all the numbers on your arm?
So the coordinates on my arm, each set of numbers represents a different country that my wife and I have traveled to.
Wow. What's your favorite?
My favorite would be here, and that would be Stonehenge.